What's that? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a film that's finally topped Batman v Superman for one of the biggest second weekend drops of all time among comic book films that made over $100 million in their opening weekend. So let's talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania bombing on its second weekend. Okay, so to cut to the chase, going into this weekend, the expectations for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania were 35 to 40 million. Again, that was the expectation, and that would have been decent, except that's not where the film came in. It officially came in with its second weekend at 32.2 million, meaning a good 3 million below the low end. This means that it suffered a drop of 69.7%. Previously, the record was held by Batman v Superman, which dropped a staggering 69.1%. And again, this is for big films that opened up over 100 million. On the Marvel side of drops, this is the worst, and especially when you compare it to something like Thor: Love and Thunder, which also saw a 67.7% drop, but again, Thor: Love and Thunder made more money out the gate, so the drop wasn't as substantial. So again, you got to play a little bit of mind games here to figure things out, but yeah, Quantumania bombed on its second weekend. That's the only takeaway. If anybody's trying to spin this any other way, there's no way to spin it. There's literally no way. There's no sugarcoating it. There's nothing. You can blindly love everything MCU and hate everything DC. That's fine. There's some of you in the comments that do this. Do not try to spin this in any positive way. There's no way to spin it. The only positive thing you could say is, well, it's doing good worldwide. Sure, but where it's pacing as of right now, we're not going to know up until it's the third weekend. But if the third weekend sees another massive drop of this size, the pace is going to be, crawling at that point. So, look, this film is it's problematic. And we could sit here, honestly, talk for like an hour in regards to what happened here. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about this on the podcast that we're going to be shooting this upcoming week. But I think this is going to become more problematic for the MCU going forward. And there's a lot you could point fingers at and say it's because of this, it's because of that. But honestly, I think looking back on this a year from now, once we get some more projects out, and once we learn more details on this specific film, I think we're going to all kind of look back on it and go, yeah, maybe the signs were all there that this wasn't going to be as successful, at least after the first weekend, because of the critics. But again, we'll talk about this more once a couple more weekends go by and we see where it ends up, because the long-range forecast has, boy, has it fallen.